Welcome to Global Online. In today's session, we will solve CLAT English Language Previous Year question with clear explanation. You will learn how to approach passage, understand the author's tone, identify key ideas, and answer questions accurately. Let's begin and strengthen your English skill for CLAT 2026. Students, our new CLAT 2026 batch started from 17th of November. Join the batch to get live classes, detailed notes and mock tests and expert guidance for complete English and overall CLAT preparation. Give your preparation a strong foundation with the Global Online. So let's read out this passage. Punctually at midday, he opened his bag and spread out his professional equipment, which consists of a dozen of cowrie shells, a square piece of a cloth with obscure mystic chart on it, a notebook, and a bundle of Almira writing. His forehead was dazzling with the scared ash and vermilion, and his eyes sparkled with a sharp, abnormal gleam, which was really an outcome of a continual searching look for customer, but which his simple client took to be prophetic light and felt comforted. The power of his eyes was considerably enhanced by their position placed as they were between the painted forehead and the dark whiskers which streamed down his cheeks. Even a half-wit eyes would sparkle in a such setting. People were attracted to him as bees are attracted to cosmos of. He sat under the boughs of a spreading tamarind tree which flanked a path running through the town hall park. It was a remarkable place in many ways. A surging crowd was always moving up and down this narrow road morning till night. A variety of trades and occupation was represented all along its way: medicine sellers, sellers of stolen hardware and junk, magician, and above all, the auctioneer of a cheap cloth who creates enough din all day to attract the whole town. Next to him, in a vociferousness, came a vendor of a fried groundnut who gave his ware a fancy name each day, calling it Bombay ice cream one day and one next Delhi almond, and on the third Raja's delicacy, and so on and so forth. And people flocked to him. A considerable portion of his crowd dallied before the astrologer too. The astrologer transacted his business by the light of a flare which crackled and smoked up above a groundnut heap nearby. So we can summarize this passage. The passage describes an astrologer who begins his work punctually at midday under a tamarind tree in a bustling park. His appearance, marked by sacred ash, vermilion, and sharp eyes, is carefully crafted to appear prophetic and attract customers. He is situated on the busy path filled with various vendors, including a noisy cloth auctioneer and creative groundnut seller who use fancy name for his product. The astrologer conducts his business in this vibrant, chaotic setting, illuminated by a flare from a nearby groundnut heap. So let's discuss questions. Which among the following is a word for a phrase bright and colorful in an impressive way? Options are given: mystic, flare, sparkle, and dazzling. So this question is a vocabulary in context question. You need to find which word from the option best matches the given definition. So look at the context of the word provided. His forehead was dazzling with the sacred ash and vermilion. His eyes sparkle. So the option A, mystic, will be wrong. This means relating to mystery of a spiritual wisdom, not being bright or colorful. Option B, flare, this one is wrong. This is a noun referring to the source of a light or a flame, not an adjective describing something as a bright and colorful. While in case of option C, sparkle, this one is also wrong. While it means to shine brightly, it often implies many small point of a light like a glitter, not the overall impressive and bright effect described in the phrase. In case of option D, dazzling, this one is a correct. Dazzling means extremely bright, especially so as to blind or impress temporarily. This perfectly fits bright and colorful in an impressive way, especially in the context of his painted forehead. Hence, option D, dazzling, will be the correct answer here. Next question is, which among the following is not a trade or occupation represented in the pathway running through the town hall park? Options are given: magician, medicine sellers, auctioneer of a cheap bags, sellers of a stolen hardware. So this is a factual negative question. You must identify which option is not listed among the vendors in this passage. So the text lists medicine seller, seller of a stolen hardware and junk, magician, and above all, an auctioneer of a cheap cloths. In case of option A, magician, this is mentioned, so it is represented. Option B, medicine seller, this is mentioned, so it is also represented. Option C, auctioneer of a cheap bags, this one is correct. The passage mention an auctioneer of a cheap cloth, not cheap bags. This is the incorrect and therefore the correct answer to this question. Option D, sellers of a stolen hardware, this is also mentioned, so it is represented. Hence option C, auctioneer of a cheap bags, this one is correct. Next question is, who among the following used the name like Bombay ice cream, Delhi almond, and Raja's delicacy to attract the crowd? Options are given: the sellers of a cheap clothes, option B, sellers of a medicine, option C, the ice cream seller, and option D, the groundnut seller. So this question is direct detailed question asking you to identify a specific vendor based on their marketing tactic. So the passage states, next to him in vociferousness comes a vendor of a fried groundnut who gave his ware a fancy name each day, calling it Bombay ice cream one day, and on the next Delhi almond, and the third Raja's delicacy. So the sellers of a cheap cloth, this one is wrong. This is the auctioneer who creates a den, not the one with the fancy names. Option B, the sellers of medicine, this one is also wrong. This one is not mentioned as using this tactic. Option C, the ice cream seller, this one is wrong. This is a trap because the vendor sells fried groundnut but calls it ice cream as a fancy name. Option D, groundnut seller, this one is correct. The passage explicitly states it is the vendor of a fried groundnut who uses these creative names. Hence, for this question, option D will be the correct answer here. Which among the following is the meaning of the expression vociferousness? Options are given: expressing opinion or feeling in a loud and confident way. Option B, words that are spoken or sung to have a magical effect. Option C, willing or prepared to do something. And option D, to hang about aimlessly. So this is a straight vocabulary question asking for the definition of vociferousness. The word is used in a context. Next to him in vociferousness came a vendor of a fried groundnut. The him referred to the auctioneer of a cheap cloth who created enough din all day. So the option A, expressing opinion or feeling in loud and confident way, this one is correct. This is the standard definition of vociferous. The context of creating din confirm it means being loud and noisy. In case of option B, words that are spoken or sung to have a magical effect, this one is wrong. This describes an incantation or a chant, not vociferousness. In case of option C, willing to prepare to do something, this one is wrong. This describes being inclined or disposed, which is unrelated. Option D, to hang about aimlessly, this one is wrong. This is the meaning of dallied, another word from the passage, not vociferousness. Hence, option A is the correct answer, expressing opinions or feeling in a loud and confident way. Next question is, when did the astrologer usually start his day's business? Option A, when people are attracted to him as a bees, when surging crowd moves up and down the road punctually at midday, and option D, by the light of a flare. So this asks for the specific time the astrologer began his work. The very first sentence of the passage provides the answer. Punctually at midday, he opened his bag and spread out his professional equipment. So the option A, when people are attracted to him as a beast, this one is wrong. This describes the effect of his presence, not the start time. Option B, when the surging crowd moves up and down the road, this one is also wrong. This describes the general environment, not the specific time he starts. In case of option C, punctually at midday, this one is correct. This is the direct and explicit answer from the text. While in case of option D, by the light of a flare, this one is wrong. This describes how he conducts his business in the evening or a night, not when he starts at midday. Hence, option C, punctually at midday, this one is the correct answer here. Next question is, what was considered as a prophetic light by the simple client of the astrologer? Option A, the resplendent forehead of the astrologer with sacred ash and vermilion, the sparkling eyes of the astrologer with the abnormal gleam, the dark whiskers which stream down the cheeks of the astrologer, and option D, the saffron colored turban around the head of an astrologer. So this question is asking for what specific feature of the astrologer was misinterpreted by his client as a sign of his prophetic power. So this text explains his eyes sparkled with a sharp abnormal gleam, which was really an outcome of a continual searching look for customers, but which his simple clients took to be a prophetic light of a felt comforted. So option A, the resplendent forehead of the astrologer with sacred ash and vermilion, this one is wrong. While this was part of his impressive appearance, it was not specifically identified as the prophetic light. In case of option B, the sparkling eyes of the astrologer with an abnormal gleam, this one is correct. The passage directly states that the gleam in his eyes is what client took for a prophetic light. In case of option C, the dark whiskers which stream down the cheeks of the astrologer, this one is wrong. The passage says the whiskers enhance the power of his eyes, but they were not the source of the light. In case of option D, the saffron colored turban around the head of astrologer, this one is wrong. A turban is not mentioned in the passage at all. Hence, option B, the sparkling eyes of the astrologer with an abnormal gleam, will be the correct answer here. So guys, that's all for today's English language PYQ session. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Global Online. And for more CLAT focused lessons, keep practicing, stay consistent. Thank you.